guys, this is Charlie from Charlie's Awesome World of Adventures, and it looks like we're reaching to the end of the year. Yes, it's New Year's Eve, and I've still got a few more reviews to do between today, tomorrow, and possibly Thursday before I plan to do my top 10 worst films of the year and top 20 best films of the year on Friday. So with hopefully no changes with it. So let's go ahead and do a review on Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. As the world fell, young Furiosa is snatched from the greenplay ace of many mothers and falls into the hands of a great ape but alcohol led by a warlord called the Mentors. Sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the site the idol president that I hope to pronounce that right. Over by the immortal Joe. While the two tyrants fought for dominance, Furiosa must survive many trials as she puts together the means to find her way home. So before this, I did see the previous Mad Max film, Fury Road, and the hype for this film is completely understandable. It can have a bit too much of a fast pace at times, but it is still a fantastic movie, and I can understand why many people loved it. Which did help boost my excitement for Fury Road. Oh, and after watching it, I'll say, yeah, it's really good. Honestly, while I did want to do a review, I also didn't, because as most of the reviews have said the same thing about this movie I'm about to say. It's not as good as Fury Road, but it is still a great movie on its own. So I never thought that was too much for me to add. But after rewatching it, I do feel like there's a bit more like add to my thoughts to explain why I think this is a great film. One would be the characters. So I really love the way that built. We're not really focusing on too many, and what I do wish is that some of them did have a bit more time. I'm in the spotlight. The ones we do focus on are fantastic. This is especially the case with Furiosa herself. Showing her origins was quite interesting. For the most part, it was pretty easy to follow. Low of how she got her robot arm. And how she ended up becoming the person we know in Fury Road. But what makes her a strong character is her performance by Anya Taylor-Joy. Her performance is fantastic. If there's anyone in this movie that deserves an Oscar, it's her. But then there is the Mentor. There's the villain of the feature. And what I delivered an Oscar-worthy performance. Chris Hemsworth have delivered with a phenomenal performance. Technically, the villain is okay on its own. As someone who's on Furiosa, which is her main reason for revenge against him. However, it's Hemsworth's performance almost that makes the character stand out, delivering almost as much different to the other characters like Ford that he would play. And honestly, it proved to me that Hemsworth needs more villain roles, because his acting in this was phenomenal. As the other characters, while they are pretty good, their screen time is pretty minimal. There are some that do make the most of their screen time, while others definitely needed a lot more. And were taking out the foot a bit too easily. But it still doesn't change the fact that we've got a cast of great characters. Next, there's the story. I do really like the way the story is built. You know what? It's technically split into 5 parts, which I found to be an interesting idea. I'll admit the first 2 parts did take a while to get going. Like, they weren't bad, but they were pretty slow at setting everything up. And I did it worried that this film wouldn't be so great for me on rewatch. But by the time part 3 came, that's when the film started to pick up slowly and steadily. And when the final 2 parts came, it made this movie worth watching. Well, the first 2 parts were fine. It's the rest of the parts that make this film together strong. Especially with the final 2 parts. Arts where they dive more into the character of Furiosa and more of the side characters to add how it brings in all different action. Speaking of which, the action is once again great in this. I'll talk about this later when I get to the visuals, but the film knows how to leave you on the edge of your seat with how intense some of these moments can be. I know how to make them feel big. I like the highlights of the feature. And then there is the visuals. This is something I've seen many people have mixed feelings about. On one hand, I do get where they're coming from, mainly with the CGI. I agree it's not the greatest, but I didn't notice that to be too big of an issue. But honestly, everything else is done really well visually. This is especially the case with the world. We already been to the Mad Max world before, but this film brings it to life, showing this wasteland apocalypse. It's in a new way. With the dusty dune roads. And like Fury Road, it takes advantage of all the crazy vehicles, creating some crazy designs, and having the type that would fit it within the world of Mad Max. Even the costumes are really well done, as well as the makeup of characters like Furiosa. So where they do feel like they would fit well into the world. But what makes this movie a visual highlight are the action scenes. Those are the moments that make this movie for me. They don't happen all the time, but when they do, they become the highlights of the feature. I know how to leave you on the edge of your seat. It was some intense explosion, gripping mode. And knowing the right amount of excitement to feel. So overall, yeah, I probably haven't added too much to what people said before about this movie, but I don't think I needed to add too much. Furiosa Mad Max Saga is still a fantastic, action-packed film. I do agree with everyone that this is a slight downgrade from Fury Road, especially when the first 2 parts feel very slow, but it more than makes up for it with the final 3 parts being great, some fantastic visuals, intense action, an unbelievably incredible acting, and strong and solid characters. I can highly imagine that a huge fan of Mad Max, or especially Fury Road, will have a great time with this. You don't even need to see any of the other films, as it does take place before the events of Fury Road. I'm not entirely sure, or if it takes place before all the events of the original Mad Max films. But anyway, it doesn't still change the fact that this is a must-watch. I enjoyed Furiosa nothing in Fury Road. But in this film, I can understand why she's a fan favourite character within the Mad Max world. And that's why I'm giving this film a 9 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.